The Best Hawaii, presented by American Savings Bank and Hawaiian Telecom.
Everybody asks, like, how did you get the name Rainbow Drive?
So tell me about the beginning for you, where you grew up, how music came into your life.
I grew up in Kalihi. My dad bought a house there, and we are the last of his 12 children, Roland, myself, and my sister Kanoi. And so we were raised in that home, and it was always, there was musical instruments everywhere. Our parents played music, so the beginnings, I guess you would say that music was definitely a part of our beginnings and throughout our very young lives and, well, till today.
Are you the youngest?
No, Roland was.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
so
they're twins, right?
Yeah, so he and Tootsie are twins. And then, so she was born a few minutes before him, and then he's the baby. So I'm the one right above them. I'm number 10 of the 12.
What was it like with so many siblings?
Crowded. But what stands out the most was the fact that there was always enough food. It wasn't the kind of thing where you had to grab and eat as quickly as you could. And I think it's because we were the babies. So things had calmed down a little bit more, and a lot of our older brothers and sisters were moving on, going to college or into the service and stuff like that. So it left more room for us at home. And we got a lot of things. That's not to say that we were affluent in any way, because we were not. We were very middle class, but people took care of our parents. They liked them, and so in return, the parents took care of us.
Do you remember the first time you played a musical instrument, or?
That's so funny you should say that. I don't. But my parents remember when I would mimic at the piano, because I could listen to someone play and then I could go back up there and play. I started taking formal lessons in the 3rd grade.
Wow.
But what I remember the most is when I was going to school. First, I went to school at Hongwenji Mission, and I was there from like kindergarten through like 3rd grade. Then in the 3rd grade, my parents pulled me out, and then I went to public school in Kalihi at Fern School. And I remember that around that time, I was given a solo to sing, and it was a Christmas song, Fidelis, and I remember singing that, and that's the earliest memory that I have of doing something solo like that. Yeah.
Do you recall being nervous, or you wanted to stand out? Because
I don't remember whether I was nervous. I know I didn't want to stand out. I know I didn't want to do that, but I remember doing it, and so I think I was nervous. But can I tell you about one other one? When I was in high school, my uncle and aunt had a house in Aiea, and we would go there for big parties. And my dad's family would come from Kohala, because we're from Kohala on the Big Island, and they would do all the food for the luau and stuff like that. And I remember at a party that my father and them were playing music. And I was sitting with my cousins, and my father called me and said, okay, you sing a song. And I remember standing up, amongst the family and stuff, and I sang, please release me, let me go. And I remember everybody there is kind of like shutting up and looking at me like, who the hell are you? And where did that come from? And that kind of like stands out in my mind. And then, of course, you go to Kamehameha and blah, 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 stuff like that.
And then everybody sings, but
yeah.
You were special.
I never really thought I was special. I never felt like I was being treated specially until much, much later. And I didn't realize that I had such a gift with the voice, because in our family, the brother above me, my brother Rodney, and I love telling the story because I love him so much, but my brother Rodney was the voice of the family, and it was always an understood kind of thing. When my parents went around, whichever of the elder siblings who were around us would be the bosses. So for our brother Rodney, he was the voice, just hands down. We just sang background for him.
I know your brother passed,
Yes.
and I don't know if you feel comfortable talking about it.
I do. I'm
Okay.
fine.
How does his life and legacy live on now that he's gone?
When it comes to Roland, I wish that I had at the time been more mindful of his talent. I took it for granted, and I always felt that it was going to be there. And today, when I sing and he's not there, or I listen, you know, when we were playing music together, there was an unwritten rule in my house that I would never listen to Brothers Cazimero. I mean, I wouldn't listen to it in my car. I would hear it if I went to a party, or if, you know, maybe if I was in the bathroom washing my hands at the airport. I'd hear me singing, oh, yeah. It's like,
And you go, oh,
just
there she is.
Shut up. Shut up. But when I think about the fact today that I will not be able to have that sound for this particular lifetime anymore, and I miss that, and I miss him for it, and I miss my being able to say thank you. I mean, towards the end there of our career, I did have opportunities to thank. And you know, and we both battled diabetes. Roland's eventually took his, but I think because his was a little bit more advanced than mine, I didn't quite understand many of the times that he was not feeling well, why he was feeling that way, until years later, and now I'm going through some of that stuff and I can understand. So, you know, I wish that I had known then what I know now, and that I wish that we had spoken more about it at the time. It's that damn thing that I did to myself too. I'm the older brother. If there are no older siblings around, then I make the decisions for us, and you just have to follow. And I played that to the hilt. And I wish that I had understand that situation a little bit more, so I could have been more understanding.
I'm sure he knows.
I hope so,
And
because now I'm mad at him. Since I can't be mad at me, I'm mad at him. I don't really want to have any regrets.
Of course not. Yeah.
Because all the choices I've made have been my choices, and I'm pretty happy with them.
Yeah.
But what am I saying? I'm happy.